when he went no huddle, and they started to make plays.
All the big games, but light on time? Let us catch you up.
Definitely not fun ever playing against no huddle offense.
Let's run the no huddle.
Whether you huddle, whether you don't huddle, it still comes down to just the execution.
We're going to run the no huddle in a second. You can join the conversation on the Dr. Pepper call-in line, 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Which team had the biggest win Sunday? Was it the Packers in that game with the Cowboys? Was it the Vikings in that thriller with the Bucks? With the Bills. Was it the Bucks overseas against Seattle? Was it Jeff Saturday's debut, the Colts? No Huddle is brought to you by Omega Accounting Solutions. To schedule your free ERC consultation, call 800-704-2000 or visit OmegaTaxCredits.com. It is time for No Huddle.
Vikings and Bills.
Hey, listen, the Vikings. That game was, I think it's still going on.
It was the game of the year. It was the game of the year.
It was the game of the year.
Yes.
By the way, by so much. That game, and the last play of the game, you're like, okay, just when you thought, okay, now I get it. The Bills are about to, no. Josh Allen had a shot to pull it off in overtime, but he threw an interception directly into cornerback Patrick Peterson's hands in the end zone, sealed a 3-point win for Minnesota. Marked Allen's fourth red zone interception in the past 2 weeks, and the Vikings stunned the Bills 33-30 in overtime. Here's Josh Allen after the game.
Losing sucks. Sucks this way even worse. Horrendous second half. I gotta be better. We gotta be better.
So here's the question. Is Josh Allen, the guy who our very own James Steele says, yes, he's even better than Patrick Mahomes. I keep saying, James, are you kidding? Come on, Mahomes is better than Allen. But is he regressing? Keith?
No, not at all. I think when you look at the situation, he played, he gutted it out. No one expected him to play. We all thought that Case Keenum was getting ready to play, but he toughed it out. It's an unfortunate throw at the end of the game. Whenever you double clutch the football, and Dan Orlovsky to explain that as he comes on with us later on, as well as Coach Rex Ryan, you cannot double clutch, especially in the red zone. When you reload, you cock and you reload, that is the worst thing you can do, because it gives the defensive back who's covering the notion that you're getting ready to throw in that spot, and Patrick Peterson undercut.
So if you think about it, the Dolphins, the Jets, and now the Vikings, all games that down the stretch, Josh Allen has made critical mistakes in which the team has lost. Right?
Well,
like that's the way it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's regressing, but I think it's just critical errors at critical junctures of the game.
Up until that point, he was balling.
But I will say this, more importantly, Kirk Cousins is a top 10 quarterback, Max. Do you like those?
No.
You're still saying no, Max?
I'm saying no, too.
I would say
I'm saying no now. Yeah, I'm saying no now.
I would say, but I will say this.
Come on, man, just give
he's
him
up
credit.
to I'll give him
This
credit.
year, the way he played this
I'll
year.
give him credit. He's better than Mariota. Like that ship has sailed for me, right? I would say that he is probably 12 to 14.
Okay,
right
so,
now.
are you a believer that Kirk Cousins actually in the big games can get the job done to help your team win?
No.
He believes
No. But wait, personnel that you have around the quarterback helps. So we have Justin Jefferson making a one-handed grab.
Justin Jefferson
plays like that.
is out of his mind.
There should have been. Kirk Cousins should have walked away with about 5 interceptions in that game. All he got to do is catch the football. He should have walked away. He should have been 5 INTs and credit to him.
I just laughed, so it finds out. So the Vikings win a big-time game.
And that's good.
But you know why? That's why I talk about he does.
But now we're going to say that he can't get it done when it counts.
Cousins had some good throws, but let's focus on quarterbacks people care about, okay? Josh Allen is out of the MVP talk right now.
Yes.
You can't, just like when Lamar was making bad decisions in the fourth quarter, he dropped.
But you know who could be an MVP conversation in the future?
Not could.
Justin Fields.
There you go, bang.
I was going to say Tua Tagovailoa. Who would have taken Tua over Josh Allen a few weeks ago? But now some people might. All right, look. Time for the next down, guys.
Lions at Bears.
The Lions. Lions overcome a big effort by Justin Fields, boy. They beat the Bears 31-30. Justin Fields ran for 147 yards and 2 scores after going for 178 the previous week against Miami. Became the only quarterback ever in the Super Bowl era with multiple rushing touchdowns of 60-plus yards in the same season. Now, in spite of the dominant run game, Fields completed just 1 pass for 6 yards in the fourth quarter. All right, let's talk to the QB after the game. Tell us about that offense putting up points, but you're not winning.
We're putting up 30 points a game, so just finish when we get those late game drives.
What's missing from the finish?
Execution, just finish. I mean, pretty simple.
All right, what's it going to take for the Bears to win close games? Key, I like Fields was before he was putting up the numbers, he was keeping them in games. Now he's putting up the numbers and they're losing close. What's it going to take?
It's just going to take them to get to next year and start to get some players around him. Same sort of thing that the Philadelphia Eagles have done with Jalen Hurts. The same sort of thing that the Buffalo Bills did with Josh Allen. What the Baltimore Ravens have tried to do with Lamar Jackson. What the Chicago Bears have essentially done is they've gone to those three organizations' film and have looked at the Bills, looked at the Ravens, and looked at the Eagles to implement some of that style of play in Chicago's offense over the last several weeks. And that has helped Jalen Hurts. They're starting to understand who he is, Jay, as a quarterback.
Run the ball, let him make plays with his feet. I mean, let's go back to that draft. Is there any question now that you're looking at that draft and you're saying Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, then Justin? Okay. Like,
right now, Justin Fields first. Right now, he's one.
Yes, number one.
He's one.
Yeah.
It depends on what you want it, though.
If you want, I want good players.
But you know how it is, though. Some people don't like that style. I know. It's like,
really?
Think about it.
You know what he needs to do?
Lamar Jackson went at the end of the draft.
And maybe if he grew his hair long and dyed it blonde.
First round, at the end of the first round. Think about it. He went to he lasted to the last pick, and it took Ozzie Newsome to say, you know what? I'm retiring, but this is gonna be my last pick. Some people just don't like that style.
I mean, it seems to me Justin Fields is going to be able to play in a lot of styles before it's all over.
I like it.
All right, next down.
Browns at Dolphins.
Tua Tagovailoa stays hot. He throws for 3 more TDs in Miami's rout of the Cleveland Browns. Completed 25 of 32 passes for 285 and 3 TDs, which is, I would say, Key, on the high end of what you will tolerate from a quarterback, right? It hasn't gone overboard, but a little more than that, and you're like, it's too much. This is like the Keyshawn Johnson stat line, but on steroids. Okay. This is his 3rd straight game, Tua, with 3 TD passes. Since returning in Week 7, Tua has 10 TD passes against 0 interceptions. Tyreek Hill on his quarterback after the game.
What I tell y'all, number 1 is special. Number 1, oh, there he is, a surprise guest. Oosh. Dolphins for the win, baby. Cheat in the building. I'm out.
Do the Dolphins have the most explosive offense in the NFL? Is it the most explosive offense in the NFL?
They got the 2 fastest wide receivers, so I would say it probably is the most explosive.
An accurate quarterback.
Oh, well, yeah. When you talk about explosiveness, you're talking about those 2 receivers. The quarterback is playing lights out, hands down. There's no question about it. You can't take away from what he's been able to do so far. 10 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. It's pretty doggone good, man.
Pretty good.
I mean, it's pretty good football.
Tua is on the heels of Patrick Mahomes for the MVP right now.
Yeah.
He's 2. He's right there.
Who else would be there? It'd be Mahomes 1, 2,
I love
Jalen Hurts
this
3.
whole season. They started off with he's not the quarterback. He's not, and all he's been doing is answering the bell. Right?
That's good for him, though.
That's all he's been doing.
Because at the beginning of the year, he wasn't the quarterback.
But more than that, guys, more than that, I don't care what you call it. That's a concussion. Right? And then he followed that when he's wobbled.
Yeah.
Then 4 days later, he's back in. It happens again. His arms are rigid. Let's not forget that. And it looked to me like his career could be in jeopardy. Season's over. The dude has come back from that. By the way, whether that's wise or foolish, he has come back from it and has become an MVP level player. That, to me, you get extra for that. I
don't think anybody in their right mind at the start of the season would have thought that he would be on this record pace, breaking record pace. Nobody, not his own coaches, thought that.
But we talk about explosive offense, and obviously you're going to mention Waddle and mention Hill, but Hill didn't have a great game yesterday.
No.
So Raheem Mostert, like what they got on the ground, Jeff Wilson Jr., which they newly acquired, they utilized him. The way Mike McDaniel is utilizing this offense,
ding, ding.
That deserves praise.
We don't talk about him enough in Coach of the Year. We say Daboll because what he's doing with the Giants, Sirianni because he's undefeated. Mike McDaniel, 100% needs to be in the Coach of the Year conversation. He's a rookie head coach. He's doing this.
Yeah,
Look at how he unlocked that thing.
Because the team would have pieces around it already, and they were already like a playoff team.
He's like Steve Kerr going to the Warriors or something like that.
But then you still got Brian Dable, who's just cooking away, and obviously Nick Sirianni's doing what he's doing.
All right, listen.
But Jeff Saturday, if he runs the table.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Keith.
Why are you yelling?
All right, listen.
Am I yelling?
We are going no huddle, looking at some of the top games of the weekend, and we're up to our 4th down here, guys.
Chargers at 49ers.
So Christian McCaffrey